Hello, I'm Valerie McLennan. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you may be. I hope you're well. This is my spiritual channel, Valerie Mac, Scottish, spiritual, and very funny, allegedly. Now, if you're a new listener, may I ask you to please revert back to previous podcasts that I have had for the last number of weeks, and especially the one maybe in the more recent days this week. I may be speaking about different things and it might not make any sense to you whatsoever, but if you kindly listen to the podcast of the last couple of days, weeks, it will make more sense and it saves me repeating myself because I really like just to say this only once. I know, you have to be a certain age to get this one. I shall say this only once and maybe twice if I have to. Now, I mentioned on my latest podcast that I was intending to offer talks next year. I know you thought it was tongue-in-cheek. I know you were thinking, is she just saying that? No. My point being in spirituality, you get three choices in life. You have your own thoughts to think. You have your own mouth to speak the words, but you have to take action. If you have projects in your own mind, now be honest with you, be honest with yourself. You don't have to tell me, but I already know the answer. Think of over the years how many projects, or even on a small scale, how many things or how many times in life did you say, I'll do this, I most certainly will. I'll be doing this tomorrow or next week. How many of those projects have you taken action towards? I know. Or have you taken a step and then just, no, after a day or two, it has disappeared into the ether? Many of us have, many of us do in life. The whole point in spirituality is that you get the options. There is no one telling you above in the Creator. You've arrived on earth, in my belief, totally freedom of choice to do what you wish. There is nobody forcing you to do anything unless it's another human being. But the Creator has given you the freedom to choose what you want to do in your time on earth. Where you want to live, who you want to be, who you want to be with, your job, whatever it is. You have chosen along the way. You can't keep blaming someone else. No, you're not happy where you are. It's your own fault. Don't you point your finger at me. No. And don't you point your finger at anyone else. No, because if you're not happy, you have made the choice somewhere along the line, or it wouldn't have happened. It wouldn't have happened. Unless you're a child and you're living with your parents, that type of thing. But if you're an adult and you're living an adult life and you're choosing the job, will I go here? Will I go there? Will I be with this person? Don't keep blaming everyone else if it's going wrong in your life because it's you. Let's make it you. I know, it's not rocket science, but how many people spend their life with their finger pointing at someone else? I know, I've met those type of people myself over the years, yes, but I tend to kind of, break away from that type of company. Thanking you for your negativity, but I decline. That's my motto in life. No, thank you. If all you have to offer me is negativity, I thank you, but I decline. No, my health and my sanity are much more important to me in life. Now, if you have projects in your mind, normally towards the end of every year, you hear people saying, that's it, I'm starting my health regime. Oh, I've been eating all this rubbish, I'm going to start my health. I'll wait to see me in January, I'll be in the gym. Again, yes, I'll be in the gym. How many people take out memberships? Memberships for gym. They must laugh. Even the people that own the gyms must laugh. They must be saying, for goodness sake. Anyway, everyone takes out, it's well known. People suddenly in January, oh, been goodness sake, I've overindulged. I'll be doing everything. This is ridiculous. January, they might go once. They might even last the month of January. Not everyone, but many drift away. My point being, I'm getting back to my talks in a minute. I've not forgotten. I know where I'm going. I'm taking the scenic route as always. If you have something in your mind that you want to do, whether it's health, whether it's something, whether it's go somewhere, just be honest with yourself and think, how many times have I started something, great intentions, blamed someone else, just couldn't find the motivation, thought can't be bothered, and talked yourself back out, and you've not taken the action. If you look at the way it is in spirituality or in life, just in life in general, you have freedom of choice. Think of it on a very basic level. You have the ability to think your thought in your own mind. I can't think in your mind, you can't think in mine. Then you might think to yourself, well, just say exercise. I'm going to start exercising tomorrow, today, whenever, yesterday. And then You speak, you think the thought, and then it goes from your mind to your mouth. Then you speak the words. Someone's there beside you and you say, I'm going to start exercising tomorrow. So that's gone from your thought. You've spoken the word out and, you've taken the energy and you've put it into the world. I'm going to start exercising tomorrow. Third step, taking action. And it stops it there. So you've said, number one, I will think it. Number two, I'll speak it out and I'll shout it to someone. I'm going to start exercising tomorrow. So that's, you've spoken it now. Third one, it falls down because you don't take the action towards. So 1 and 2 is in default. It's pointless. So as it's an energy-driven universe, your thoughts are energy-based. Your thoughts are energy-based. Your words are energy-based. So you're thinking it, that's an energy. You're speaking it, that's an energy. The third step, you're supposed to follow it up with the action. It doesn't have to be exercise. It could be anything that you wanted to do in your life. Just be honest with yourself and think back. How many times have I thought it, spoken it out, and not taken the action? Either blamed someone else, just said can't be bothered, whatever it is. Now, my point being, I'm walking my legs off. People that know me, goodness, I used to be 6'2" a fortnight ago. I know, I've shrunk. I have always walked, well, more or less since I was a few months old. Can't remember exactly. Do you know how that way when you're kind of crawling about the carpet and then you manage to stand up and you start walking? Do you know that kind of thing? I've been walking since then. I started walking. Do you know what the difference is? I remember when you're starting to walk as a little bob toddler and you go walk, look at the enthusiasm people show. Look, she's walking, diddly-dee. You know, that kind of thing. And you're all proud as punch, and you're wondering about, you're trying to stand up, and everyone keeps patting you on the back saying, oh, what a clever girl. Can I maybe ask if you see me outside, that you show the same enthusiasm? Because I'm walking my legs off, and I'm trying to walk off grief. I know. No, I've always walked since a child, and prior to anything in my life, I've always been walkie. I've always been a great believer in walking. I'm not one really for the gym and classes, etc. It's just not really for me. I just don't really, I don't really gel with that world. What accent was that? No idea. I don't really gel in that class kind of formal thing. I like freedom, just to walk. And I've been walking, as I said, for many, 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 many years. And it's a really good, I've said it till I'm blue in the face. It's a very, 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 if you're able to walk at all, even if it's a short walk, whatever, it doesn't really matter how far you're walking, but if you're able to walk, it's really good for your mind, your body and your spirit. How many times do you hear people saying, oh, I really couldn't be bothered going out, but I was pleased I did because I felt really better a lot better when I came back. It's like anything, don't overthink it, just go a walk. And if you're new to walking, or if you're not really able to walk too far, just walk as far as you can. Even as far as you can is good. That's it. Don't push yourself beyond a reasonable point where you feel it's too much, but build it up. And if it's not health related, if you've no issues health related, obviously, you'll find that if you do walk, the next time you go, you might be able to add on another few minutes and another few minutes. You don't have to make it a marathon, But anyway, I can walk quite far because I've been doing it for many, many years. As I say, anyway, I was saying that to someone. I think I used to be 6'2". I've shrunk over the last couple of weeks, but especially in times when I've gone through times of kind of loss, whether it's family members or even my recent one, revert back to previous podcast, I found that walking has always helped me, along with the spiritual path that I'm on, along with everything else that I do, along with the tools that I use, along with the mind kind of set that I have. Walking has been a saviour to me. Now, as I said, if you show the same enthusiasm that people do to a little baby. When I was young and I managed to walk the first time, I got a round of applause. Everyone thought I was wonderful. Look, you're walking. I don't seem to get that now. I know. I walk for miles. I've got my app counting things step. I would just like some enthusiasm on my way, on my journey. If you could just say, well done, and give me a little pat on the back, it'll help me on my way. You think I'm joking? No, I do not. Enthusiasm goes a long way. Now, back to the talks that I said I was doing next year. I'm planning 2 in Scotland and 1 in England. I'm still thinking London. I am. 80% of me is in London now, but Scotland. Now, this is the important bit. Get a pen. Have you got a pen? Have you still not bought a pen? I mentioned this pen and pencil weeks ago. You've got a pen. Anyway, I'm going to give you an email address. Now, I am not ridiculous enough to give you my my work or my my own personal email address. No, on social media. I've set up a new one, and it's just regarding my talks. Please, now this is my point about thinking the thought, speaking the word, taking the action. I know where I'm going. I'm driving you along this journey with me. You may be sitting there now thinking, if I'm she, if Valerie sets up a talk, I may just wander along. Can I say, I would like more enthusiasm than that, if you don't mind. Call me old-fashioned. I won't be shouting it from the rooftops, and I won't even be shouting it from social media. I'll be offering the talks also to people in the business world, because unless I'm mistaken, we are all human beings and the badge doesn't really matter. Do you know what I mean? However, I won't be screaming it on social media. No. And I'll be advertising it in a different way. So if you're thinking, as I said a minute ago, if you're thinking the thought about coming along, and you maybe even have spoken the words to the person beside you, even if you're on a bus, I don't know, and you might have said, I think I'll go along there. You've spoken the word, back to what I said a minute ago. If you have not taken any action, default, it means nothing. It means nothing to me. I know. I'm going to give you this email address, and this is the third step of your action. You've thought I might go. You are spoken out to whoever's beside you, whether it's on the bus or the train, wherever, as I said, on the street. I may go. That's only two. You've got to take the action. Valerie, I got a pen. Valerie Mac, Scotland @gmail.com. Valerie Mac, Scotland @gmail.com. Now, what that will be, that'll put you onto an email list. So when I have dates or I have information or I have costs, whatever it is, to do with any talks that I'm doing next year, you will be on my email list. Isn't that fantastic? Otherwise, you may not know, and you will only hear about my talk after it has been. Because I said I'll not be doing in 2026, I will not be screaming it from social media, because I'll be doing it in a different way. So don't come crying to me saying, well, for goodness sake, you could have told me. I'm telling you now. Valerie Mac, Scotland @gmail.com. All you need to do is just put info regarding talks. You don't have to write War and Peace. I'll take a note of it. When I have the talks arranged, I will send you an email, and you may then take the action again to come along or otherwise. But if you don't do the email, you may miss it out. That's all I can say. I can only do what I do. You have to do your bit. Thank you. Now, it's very, very important, as I said, if you can walk, walk. If you're able to walk a little bit, keep walking. If you see me out, pat me in the back, tell me I'm fantastic, tell me you admire my skill for, all weathers. All weather. It's quite nice today. I may even go again. I'll go again. I know. I was going to say something, but I changed my mind. Did you hear that? You did. You're going to say something. Well, this is what I'm saying. I'm allowed to think it. As long as I don't say it and I don't take the action, it just goes whoosh and disappears. Now, as we're approaching the end of this year, as I said, everyone will be making plans. Everyone will be deciding they're doing this. And if you're honest with yourself, how many times have you done this? How many times are you blaming someone else? You're going to blame, I know, you're going to try and blame the person beside you. I would have gone, but they won't go. So what? You hear people saying this all the time. I was going to do this, but they'll not come with me. So, that was that then. It was a nice thought. Now, see, people, even without realising it, they don't realise that they have the knowledge of spirituality. They say it subconsciously without realising it. You hear people saying that I was going to do this, but this, and then they wouldn't come with me. I'd know this. Other people, it's always other people's fault. They such and such. Anyway, and they will say the words. Anyway, it was a nice thought. Do you see what I mean? Yet if I talk to them about spirituality, they don't realise it, and I'll point it out. I'll say, well, yeah, you do know it. You are aware of it because you just said yourself it was a nice thought. Because unless you take the action, it is only a thought. Do you mean? Try being me. How do you think I feel? So, my point being, the talks will be regarding, it's like just a saviour for your mind. I don't know where that expression came from. I think someone said it into my head. It's just really, as I keep saying, it's like an anchor, but it covers everything. Don't just think it's just, as I said, sitting in a cloud. It covers, it gives you, I don't know what more anyone would want. It's impossible, no matter how much money you have in the bank, you could not walk up to a shop just now and say, give me the tools to help me mentally get through my life feeling a bit stronger, feeling a bit able to cope, knowing what way to work my mind when the times do come along. Listen, the challenges will not only come to my door. No, we all go through challenges, and it's all at different times of our life. We just face them at different times, but we will all face different challenges in life, whether it's loss of work, loss of finances, loss of family, loss of whatever, pets, loss of whatever it is in life. We will all lose at some point. It's not just for a select few. We come into the world, we face challenges, and then we all leave the earth. It's what you do in the interim and how you use your mind to either help or hinder your progress. And I would take action, send me an email, and I will certainly keep you posted. And if you see me walking, just a round of applause, and I will say thanking you very much. Look after each other. I'm going back out now. Look after each other. Take care, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye for now.